Welcome to Super Shoppers, the programme that gives you the lowdown on big brands and retailers and the tips on how to beat them. Helping you to shop savvier, get the best deals and save money. On tonight's show, supermarket shoes versus Clarks. Do you really need to fork out for fitted footwear?
It's great that Clarks train their fitters, but it's totally possible to do it yourself.
The motorway service stations who price the highway, we uncover the worst offenders. Plus, the controversial contracts online travel agents use to control the cost of your holiday.
They're illegal in France and they're illegal in Germany. But in the United Kingdom, they're not yet illegal.
And the truth about booty. Does this diet drink help you shed pounds?
If it really worked, we'd be using it in the NHS.
Shoe sales are now worth a stomping £1.5 billion in Britain. As long as we can remember, Clarks have been the big player when it comes to school shoes. But with a growing number of ranges, supermarkets have been stepping on their toes, meaning more choice for consumers. And while Clarks shoes cost from 30 to 48 quid, we found these in Aldi for a bargain basement £6.99.
This pair was £16 in Asda. And in Tesco, these were 15 quid.
So, with all these options on the market, do we really need to spend £30 to £50 on children's school shoes fitted by a specialist fitter? As the school shoe doesn't fit us, we've called in the help of the McCaig family from Barhead.
4-year-old Noah is starting primary school, so new shoes are a must. While 9-year-old Erin already seems to have enough.
These are my shoe wardrobe.
Good girl.
And when it comes to their kids' feet, Gail and David are committed Clarks fans.
I like Clarks because they make sure that they're good fit. I always feel quite reassured that their staff have been trained on how to fit the shoes properly.
But the end of summertime equals a costly time.
Shoes, blazers, school bags, pencil cases.
And this family are hoping to cut back.
For just now, every penny counts.
So, Super Shoppers are setting this family the challenge of trying to save cash by shoe buying at their nearest supermarket, Tesco.
While Gail and the kids hit the shops, I'm meeting Tracy Byrne, an expert in child foot development. I want to know what parents should look for in a shoe.
A good shoe, particularly a good school shoe, should be wide across the toes. It should obviously be long enough, with around 12 millimetres extra room in the toe for growth and flex. It should have an adjustable closure, a soft area here so that there isn't any rubbing. And the heel, it should have a small raise to help with shock absorption as children are running around and playing in these. And it should be fairly flexible to allow the foot to move whilst encasing everything.
How do the supermarket brands stack up?
So I've taken a look at some of the supermarket brand shoes, and the finish is slightly different and the materials are slightly different. But in terms of being a good shoe with a good fit, they stack up pretty well.
But parent paranoia alert. Unlike Clarks, supermarkets don't have trained fitters.
Meanwhile, nobody fits better than a Clarks trained fitter, or so they say.
It's great that Clarks train their fitters, but it's totally possible to do it yourself.
Good news, as Gail's already checking Noah's size with the in-store measuring guide.
Look, number 12. Right, let's try this on. Right, can you stand up for me? How did they feel?
Good. Do you think Mummy should work in Clarks?
They looked as if they were slipping off at the back when you were walking, so let's try an 11. I feel as if I don't know what I'm doing. Right, let's get the guide out.
Many retailers have handy online guides showing how best to fit your kids' shoes.
Is it okay? Can you wiggle your baby toe? They look better, don't they? They're not slipping as much. Do they? Do they feel better than the other ones? Right, okay.
It's a runaway success for this do-it-yourself fitting, as is the price.
So they are £15. Yeah, that's all right, they're £15. They're half the price of the Clarks shoes that we normally buy. Do you want to put them through?
But does half the price mean half the quality and durability?
Right, let's go.
We put Noah's new shoes, the double rip tape, in a head-to-head, or is that a toe-to-toe, with their Clarks equivalent, the £34 Ogres.
We sent them to Spain for a blind test.
The Inescop Labs accredited boffins put brand label against supermarket. So what happened?
We have conducted some aging tests. We subject the shoes to heat conditions for 1 week. We test the leather and the lining materials. Then we perform some tests on the soles.
In total, 12 tests were carried out on the leather, lining and soles.
If we look at the upper materials, we could say that the label shoe performed better than the other one because the leather is of a higher quality.
So Clarks creep ahead. But what about the lining?
In this case, we could say that the label shoe performed much worse than the supermarket one because it became more abraded. But if we look at the upper sole bond strength, both shoes perform quite similarly.
So Tesco and Clarks are more or less on par. What about the all-important sole durability?
If we look at the sole testing, the label shoe performed 3 times better. The reason for that is that the sole of the label shoe is made from rubber and the sole of the supermarket shoe is made from thermoplastic rubber. This kind of material becomes worn out more easily than the other one.
The proof, of course, is in the wearing. So 7 weeks into term, we caught up with Gail and the kids to check how Noah's new shoes were performing.
Unfortunately, it's October, and what's happened to your shoes?
Got a hole.
They've got holes in them, so I'm going to have to take them back to Tesco, hopefully get my money back and go and get some new shoes, probably from Clarks, where I was going to go originally.
When we let Tesco know, they said, our school shoes are high quality, affordable and rigorously tested to make sure they survive the wear and tear of the playground. We're disappointed to see this pair did not last as long as we'd expect, so we're sending our customer a replacement pair. Gail accepted a refund instead and went to Clarks. Driving can be an expensive business, and no, I'm not talking about road tax or petrol prices.
I'm talking about this. There seems to be an unwritten rule that if you buy anything from a motorway service station, the prices are turbocharged.
So across country, we've motored through the forecourts of Moto, Welcome Break and Road Chefs to do our own Super Shoppers survey of the best and worst prices.
Take this, for example, a bog standard bar of dairy milk.
On the high street, it's 60p, but at Welcome Break, it's 90. Road Chef, 95, and the worst offender, Moto, at 99p. That's a price increase of 65%.
And if you fancy a drink to go with it, this can be as high as £1.99.
Once again, Moto have us fizzing with a price that's 60% more than the high street.
But how about the great British road trip staple, crisps?
A 32-gram bag of Walkers retails around 55p. At Welcome Break and Road Chef, it's 80p. But warning triangle again for Moto, £1.09. That's a 100% price hike.
Which is strange because Moto really wants to be our friend. Under their mission statement on the website, it says, "We aim to be the nation's favourite break."
Break the bank, more like. Of the 8 travel essentials we surveyed, 7 were most expensive at Moto.
Moto's website explains why their prices sometimes seem so high. Expensive to build, expensive to operate, and they can't advertise.
Of course, it's not just Moto exhausting our patients with high prices.
Operators tell us that they have high costs. They've got to maintain the loos, they've got to maintain the car parks, the lorry parks and so on, which we all use as free services.
And I guess they're open 365 days of the year as well, aren't they, in 24 hours?
They are. It's the 24 hours they talk about most.
Right.
But it's hard when you go into a motorway service area to reconcile that with the prices you pay. It's probably justifiable for them to charge a bit more. What you can't penetrate is how much.
Is it 60% more? 65% more? 100% more? There's only one thing that's certain.
So if you are planning on hitting the road, the advice is make sure you take plenty of breaks to avoid getting tired and stock up in advance.
Nowadays, you can book a holiday from the comfort of your own home online. Here we go. 1 week's holiday in Glasgow, booked.
Andy, did you say Glasgow?
Yeah.
You've booked a week in Glasgow?
Yeah.
I said Monaco.
Nowadays, more and more hotels are booked through an online travel agent. Among the biggest is Booking.com.
So while you might think there is a world of choice,
What you probably didn't know is that Booking.com is part of a much larger company called Priceline.
And Priceline, together with their big rival Expedia, command 80% of all online travel agent bookings.
Priceline manages to stuff the likes of Booking.com, Kayak and Agoda into its substantial business suitcase. Meanwhile, Expedia's excess baggage includes Hotels.com, Trivago and Travelocity.
Not exactly healthy competition.
Take Booking.com. They guarantee you the best price for any hotel room search that you do. Sounds great.
When we looked online for the best deal we could find, Booking.com were offering this hotel room for £77.
But all these other travel agents were offering that price too. So Booking.com is hardly offering you the best deal around.
And it's the same for their rival Expedia, which has its own travel comparison site called Trivago.
On its website, Trivago says, we focus on building empowering, consumer-centric products which make the world more transparent and fair. But just how fair or transparent are they by sometimes showing mainly the best deals from its own companies? So instead of online travel agents pushing prices down, lack of competition keeps prices high and it's hard to know where else to look for a bargain.
Priceline is one of Google's single biggest customers. We know that there's a figure of over 2.8 billion which has been spent last year on advertising by these dominant online travel agents. So that if you are not doing business with one of these online travel agents as a hotelier, you could actually become invisible because many customers don't necessarily go beyond the first few search pages when you're searching for hotels.
So we set out to find a better deal on a hotel's own website. And we found something very strange. Hotels' own websites don't offer a better rate than the online booking giants either. And there's a reason for this.
There are things called parity clauses which the online travel agents are forcing upon some of these hotel companies, which prevents the hotel company and limits them, restricts them from being able to offer any lower prices through any other channels versus to those online travel agents. So these restrictive clauses called parity clauses, rate parity clauses, they're illegal in France and they're illegal in Germany. But in the United Kingdom, they're not yet illegal.
So unlike our European neighbours, it's bad news for us, and it's bad news for hotels too. Hervé Gayat built up his Brighton hotel over 20 years and felt he had no choice but to sign up to Booking.com.
We do need to use them, and fortunately these days, if you are not part of them, you will find it very difficult to fill up your hotel. Good afternoon, the Newstead Hotel, how can I help you?
However, most hotels pay commission of 15% or more to an online travel agent for each room sold.
They're bills that could mount to a very, very large amount of money We're talking in the thousands and thousands, and obviously he presses the profits down, which is always difficult for us when we want to reinvest into the hotels, and it has become very, very difficult.
How do we get the best deal and help out small hotels?
If you lift the phone and speak to hotels directly, they can sometimes offer you something better than an online travel agent.
Oh, hello, is that the Red Lion Hotel? Oh, hello, is that the Regent Hotel? Hello, yes, I was just wondering whether you had any availability
One
for
hotel owner in
a
Brighton
double room
told us
tonight,
that people who
and
book
how much that
direct
would be,
are given
please?
better rooms and are more likely to get free upgrades when available.
I know it's very last minute. I was just wondering whether you had
Another
any
hotel owner in
availability.
Plymouth told us that he'll give a discount to people who book direct over the phone.
And a hotel owner in North Wales told us that people who book direct with her get money off and a free dinner.
So, it's a win-win situation. If we phone direct, hotel owners are freed up from paying huge commissions and can invest more of the profit in improving the service next time we visit.
Priceline responded by saying, "Our price match means if a customer finds a lower price elsewhere, we will refund the difference." Many hotels choose to use our platform because it is the cheapest way for them to advertise to customers all over the world. More than 20 competition authorities have evaluated the narrow parity agreements and endorsed the terms which they believe promotes competition and transparency.
Expedia said, without Expedia, smaller independent hotels would need to compete against large chain hotels for visibility, making it harder for customers to find them. Trivago is operated independently within the Expedia Inc. family of brands and does not provide any systemic advantage to Expedia Group advertisers over others.
Carrot or cake? Healthy or unhealthy? It's actually a daily battle.
Do you know what you want? You could do with a cup of tea. A special cup of tea, though. That's a special cup of tea that can help you lose weight. Yeah.
Booty is a herbal tea which promises you a detox.
The Booty website boasts all natural, get the figure you want, and describes themselves as a passionate health and weight loss company. Booty claim they have more than 1 million customers worldwide.
So what is this brew that's apparently getting people so excited? Time to visit dietitian Lucy Jones to find out more.
What is it that I'm holding here? What are these bags?
It's a mixture of Chinese oolong tea and then a lot of different herbs. Now, senna leaves, that's a laxative.
Is it?
Yeah.
And that's the main ingredient as well. It's listed
Yeah.
first.
Well, something I find concerning is that people are buying into the idea that laxatives are going to help them lose weight, which absolutely is not the case. Now, what these teas will help you to do is probably get a bit dehydrated, you're going to pee out more and poo out more and lose a little bit of water weight in that way. But that's not sustained and it has nothing to do with your fat mass and your long-term weight. One tip for people, if you're looking at something that helps you to lose weight, if it really worked, we'd be using it in the NHS.
So, if it doesn't work, how come Booty are suggesting it does? 2 years ago, the Advertising Standards Authority banned them from saying on their website that Booty could allow you to reach your weight loss goals.
But it hasn't stopped the company from selling its tea as a slimming product. In fact, while its website has had to tone down its claims, its Instagram feed screams weight loss.
They put forward images of young, pretty, skinny girls holding their cups of tea, pretty much doing the job of the claims for them without them needing to say anything at all.
Influenced by her friends online, 17-year-old Andy from Exeter tried Booty.
As soon as I sort of finished using Booty, at the end of the 2 weeks, I thought, you know, I've made a difference. I went to the gym and I weighed myself.
So, whether it was the tea or her reduced calorie intake and exercise regime, Andy was thrilled when she managed to lose a few pounds. So she contacted Booty, hoping it would publish her results.
They sort of like said, well done, we're going to post it on our page. So I was like eagerly waiting, and they posted it on their page, and they actually said that I lost a stone, which I didn't.
Booty exaggerated Andy's weight loss by 1/3. Yet the advertising guidelines specifically say use of before and after photos should not exaggerate the efficacy of the product. And this applies to social media just as much as traditional advertising.
Other Instagrammers were sceptical.
There were so many negative comments saying, oh, you know, it doesn't look like she's lost any weight, you know, she still looks big. I was quite angry, to be honest.
The guidelines also say that marketers need to ensure they have relevant evidence to substantiate the impressions created by the images. But how can they be so sure it was Booty that caused the weight loss?
I don't think Booty had actually benefited me whatsoever. I think it was just me going to the gym, working out, that actually helped me out.
We all look at these adverts and think, oh yeah, but it looks like it really does work and I'd want to give it a go. But the fact is, all you're going to lose is pounds from your pocket and in the end feel quite miserable that you haven't achieved what the social media sites say you should have done.
Booty said they comply with regulations and we believe wholeheartedly in the efficacy of our products, and this is reflected in the thousands of positive reviews and millions of customers. Due to an administrative error, we inaccurately reported the weight loss achieved as being 1 stone. We regret this and are sincerely sorry for the upset caused.
So as much as we all dream of a magic potion that will miraculously help us drop a dress size,
The only surefire way of losing weight is to eat healthily and exercise.
carrot,
Yeah.
If you've got a story you'd like us to investigate, you can get in touch at C4 Super Shoppers.
Next time, what does TM on a product actually mean?
Seeing that something is associated with a trademark increases our perception of how valuable that is.
We try out haggling on the high street.
It just shows how easy it actually is.
Yeah, it
if
is
you
really
try.
easy.
And we put designer against high street in a wintry down jacket test.